Avem o singură viață, de ce să o pierdem cu detalii care nu-s necesare? Umplem iar pahare până la refuz, yeah. Așa îmi vine și mă și amuz uneori. Avem o singură viață, de ce să o pierdem cu detalii care nu-s necesare? Umplem iar pahare până la refuz, yeah. Așa îmi vine și mă și amuz uneori. Nu știu încă de unde am venit, ce caut aici. Plecam cu coada între picioare, acum mă scap de afiș. N-aveam răbdare să ascult deloc, acum taș și răspund după ce înțeleg ce-ai zis. Se simte timpul cum trece sau noi cum trecem prin timp. Trăiesc momentul de față ca să-mi creez amintiri. Țin de familie, de prieteni, de cine-i loial. Restul voia sorții, să mă cheamă propriu destin. Totuși te simt, o singură șansă avem cu sorii. Sipim focul deschis, e mult mai greu când ai un scop de atins. Te uiți pe lângă tine, vezi cine a supraviețuit. Câți din ei se luptă să trăiască cum ar trebui. O inimă mare, doi plămâni ca să respir. O inimă mare, mă inspiră zi de zi. Fă din șansa ta un vis, fă din șansa ta un vis împlinit. Avem o singură viață, de ce să o pierdem cu detalii care nu-s necesare? Umplem iar pahare până la refuz, yeah. Așa îmi vine și mă și amuz uneori. Avem o singură viață, de ce să o pierdem cu detalii care nu-s necesare? Umplem iar pahare până la refuz, yeah. Așa îmi vine și mă și amuz uneori. Dar ce ale, nu știu ce să aleg. Dar ce ale. Nu te teme de moarte că nu-ți mai trăiești viața. Pune zâmbetul pe față dimineața. Du-te, ia legume fresh, fă-ți viața. Pune doar ce trebuie în trupul ăla ca un rasa. Niște mișcare ca să ungă carcasa. Binecuvântare nu e lumea prea rasna. Alegerile noastre ne fac să simțim asta. Atât de multe drumuri eu, yeah. De alei, de alei, de alei, de alei. Dar ce alei, 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 alei.
Știi, avem o singură viață și
nu știu ce să aleg.
merită să ne stresăm în fiecare zi pentru toate mizeriile.
Avem o singură viață, de ce să o pierdem cu detalii care nu-s necesare? Umplem iar pahare până la refuz, yeah. Așa îmi vine și mă și amuz uneori.
And welcome everyone to another deadline stream on this channel just ahead of Gaming 31. Good evening, good morning depending on in which country you're following. Hopefully you can hear me okay. Hello Sval, thanks a lot for joining, really appreciate it. Good luck also to you in Gaming 31. Yeah, it's looking like you can hear me. Zetlin, also thanks a lot for joining. We are exactly 2 hours until the deadline. Let me just turn up the lights a little bit. Forgot about that. Yeah, that should be a little bit better. The first blank gimmick of the season, Gaming 31. My team is straightforward. That's why I just showed it to you on screen. Now I still have to make one transfer because, as you can see, I'm down to 10 players. But I have 3 free transfers, 0.2 millions in the bank, and yeah, we're going to be fine. We're going to be fine for this gaming. For me, it's going to be pretty straightforward. I think that I'm just going to sell Munoz to a Fulham defender, and that's it. Hi Florin, thanks a lot for joining also. Really good to see you here again. Would you start Pedro or Ekitike or Gordon or Rogers? I mean, how many Frosty you need to start from those? -8 to field 11 players, Wilson and Palmer in for Salah and Semenyo. Yeah, if you're asking me if you should use your wildcard or not, I think that I would just take that -8. Now, it really depends also how many chips you have still available. If you want to bench boost in Gaming 33, maybe wildcard Gaming 32, bench boost Gaming 33. So yeah, it really depends also on your strategy, Zetlin, but yeah, -8 to buy Palmer and Wilson sounds pretty good. Then to have 2 missing spots there. I played Frit 3-4. I need to start, so you need to start 3 from Pedro, Ekitike, Gordon and Rogers. So definitely I would start Anthony Gordon, definitely I would start Ekitike, I think. And between Joe, Pedro and Rogers, if you want to go safe, just go Joao Pedro. If you want to go a little bit different, although Rogers' ownership is also pretty high, I would go Rogers if you want to go a little bit different. But if not, Joao Pedro, Ekitike, Gordon, all those four players are pretty good, pretty decent for this game week, I would say. Hi, Gavin Hartzenberg, thanks a lot for joining also. Really appreciate it. Let me just post also on Twitter that I'm live. It's not likely that a lot of people are following me on Twitter, but yeah, I forgot to do that. Hey Dennis, hi Harshi, thanks a lot for joining. Hopefully guys, you're all doing well. Good evening. Please let me know how you're doing. How was your week? If you want, of course. I'm a little bit tired after this week, not going to lie. Really happy that it's Friday finally, and we have a little break. So gaming 31, it's on. Okay. Also, let me know, guys, what are your thoughts about chip strategies? How are you going to use your chips? Or you're still waiting to get more information maybe after the FA Cup games? Probably that's the best decision, to just wait a little bit. Honestly, at the moment, I still don't know what I'm going to do, if I'm going to wildcard in Gaming 32 or not. But yeah, I would say that I'm more likely to wildcard Gaming 32, bench boost Gaming 33, than free thing in Gaming 33. But let's see. Hi Hillside, thanks a lot for joining. How you doing? Is the GOAT Salah out? Yeah, Mohamed Salah is out for Gaming 31. Sadly, for the owners. Working right now, you are my podcast today. Thanks a lot, Florin. Hopefully, I'm going to be enjoyable and an enjoyable watch, let's say, this evening for you. I'm a Chelsea fan, so not a really good week to have till now. Oh, yeah. I mean, you got out of the Champions League, but again, you played against PSG. Pretty good team. Pretty good team, right? Um, Uh, 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 -4 to do Salah to either Soboslai, Wirtz, Gordon. At the moment, if you want to pick one from Soboslai and Wirtz, I would just go for Wirtz, because now that Mohamed Salah is out, Soboslai is going to be on penalties for sure. And yeah, probably I would just go Soboslai if I didn't have three Liverpool players already. I'm just seeing a news. Alisson suffers a new injury and will be out of Brazil week this month. Okay, so Alisson probably is going to miss Gaming 31 for Liverpool. Not amazing as a Liverpool fan. Wildcard next gaming, probably Florin, but yeah, again, there are two strategies. Wildcard Gaming 32, Bench Boost 33, or Freed Gaming 33. But again, both strategies have pros and cons, I would say. If you're wildcarding Gaming 32, what could happen? Maybe the title race is going to be over. Maybe you don't want to have so many Arsenal players in your team. But again, this is it's really tough to decide. If you want a bench, was definitely Gaming 33 probably is going to be the best week to bench boost. but the same, if you're free in Gaming 33, that also could be decent. So yeah. The only problem with me wildcarding Gaming 32, the major problem is that my team is looking okay for Gaming 32 even without the wildcard, and if I'm going to use my wildcard, probably I'm going to stack up with Chelsea City players who are going to play against each other, so that's not amazing to wildcard into a weaker team. But of course, using your wildcard, you're not using your wildcard just to get a better team for just one gaming, right? You're using a wildcard to set up for the end of the season. But probably yes, at the moment my strategy is to wildcard Gaming 32. I really wish we could have the FA Cup results obviously done, because for an example, if let's say Southampton are going to win against Arsenal, suddenly Arsenal are not going to double in Gaming 33, so a lot of things could change. But yeah, what's more likely is Arsenal, Newcastle, Brighton, Chelsea to have a double gaming in Gaming 33, and maybe Liverpool and Manchester City alongside Crystal Palace, Burnley. So yeah, the good part about wildcarding Gaming 32 is Newcastle, Brighton, Arsenal, Chelsea, these teams have pretty decent fixtures until the end of the season. -4 to do Salah to Soboslai, Gordon or Wilson. Ahil Sayed, probably Soboslai, Gordon and Wilson, probably these are the best options. Three of the best midfielders to buy. Between Gordon and Wilson, honestly, I don't know, it's just a flip of a coin. Both of them are great. Wilson has the best fixtures you can have all season against Burnley at home, but Gordon is on penalties, and he also has a pretty nice fixture against Sunderland at home, but it's also a derby at the same time, Newcastle versus Sunderland. Probably I would go for Gordon, but if you wanna play the fixtures, just go for Harry Wilson. Hi David Nekovar, thanks a lot for joining the stream. What do you think to make captain, Wilson or Gordon? Thanks a lot. My strategy is that I don't know. Yeah, this is the toughest questions. The toughest question you can get this gaming. Who to buy, Harry Wilson or Gordon? Who to captain, Harry Wilson or Anthony Gordon? So yeah, both of them are great. As I said before, I don't know what. Happily or sadly for me, I don't have either of them, so I don't have that headache about Wilson or Gordon. Which one I would be more confident about captaining? Probably Harry Wilson against Burnley at home. I like more Gordon as a pick because he has penalties, but I don't know. Probably I would go for Harry Wilson, but again, guys, it's such a tough call. You might as well just toss a coin and see how that goes. Both are great this week. Can you please tell me why wildcard in Gaming 32 and why not freed? Why not freed in Gaming 33? The reason to wildcard in Gaming 32 is for those people who still have their bench boost available. Because if you're wildcarding, if you want to bench boost in Gaming 33, when probably there's going to be the biggest double gaming of the season, that's the best opportunity to use the bench boost. So therefore, the best strategy to prepare for the bench boost is to wildcard in Gaming 32. So hopefully that answers your question, Harshi. But at the same time, what you can do, if you have an amazing team in Gaming 32, if you, I don't know, want to wait a little bit more information, you could free it in Gaming 33, have 11 double gaming players, the best 11 double gaming players you can have on a free, then wildcard Gaming 35 and bench boost in another gaming. But again, the bench boost is not going to be as strong, the free is going to be better. So both these strategies have pros and cons. Now also, if you have your triple captain available, if you have all your chips available, probably just wildcard 32, bench boost 33, free 34, and triple captain, because probably we're going to get another double gaming, a little double gaming, and therefore you use your triple captain there. Would you transfer out Timber or Semenyo? I mean, it really depends which players you want to buy, because if you ask me, if you sell Timber, you can buy Anderson. If you sell Semenyo, you can buy Anthony Gordon or Harry Wilson. Now, from my point of view, it sounds better to buy a midfielder this game if your defense is really strong. Thomas Nielsen. At the same time, probably Semenyo is a player I want more in the future than Timber. But at the same time, you will want to have 3 Arsenal players as soon as possible. So it really depends how much value you have in those players and which one you can sell easier, I would say. Hi, Simon Lee. Good evening. Ugly last week as was chasing 10 points in mini league, gone different with Salah in and kept him now 29 points off. Same. I kept an Ekitike. It was a pretty horrible gaming for me. I should have just gone safe with Bruno Fernandes. I'm going to captain Bruno Fernandes this week. I'm not going to have the same headache now. Now for whatsoever, probably everyone is going to captain Bruno Fernandes this gaming. Jaime Hirschetti, thanks a lot for joining. Anderson and Chow in for Dorgu and Richards. Yeah, probably that's the best. Those are the best defenders to buy probably for gaming 31. Ahil Saed, João Pedro or Ekitike, to buy or to play. If you ask me one player to buy, probably has to be João Pedro, considering that he could have a double in game 33. But again, all these questions, guys, are really team dependent, and what is your chip strategy? For the rest of the season, probably João Pedro is better than Ekitike, I would say, considering he could double. He has a better chance of having a double gaming, I would say, than Ekitike. But at the same time, Chelsea and City are out of the Champions League, so their games could still remain in the this schedule, and they could not double. But there are a lot of unknowns at the moment. I have Enzo in bench, play him and bench Salah, or just take -4 and get Gordon. If you have 11 players with a fixture, I would just play them and not even make a free transfer. I would say just roll the transfers. If you have 11 playing players which are decent, which you think that are going to start, I don't think that I would make another transfer even for free. Ahil Sayed, Blake Williamson, thanks a lot for joining. 4 free transfers: Verbruggen, defenders, Van Dijk, Esteve, Anderson, Wirtz, Bruno, Rice, Rogers, Wilson, forwards, Mark Guyu, Thiago, bench, Bravka, O'Reilly, Gabriel, Haaland. So I guess you want to keep O'Reilly, Gabriel, and Haaland. Then just sell Rice to... I would sell Rice to Gordon for sure. Yeah, Mark Guyu is not going to play, so you need to buy a striker probably, or you could play a 4-5-1 maybe. But yeah, Rice to Gordon probably. Maybe Mark Guyu to a DCL, to a cheap forward if you don't want to sell Haaland. Or maybe O'Reilly to a Chow or Tete. Thanks. I think Wilson to... Yeah, it's basically a flip of a coin. David Nekovar. Hopefully that's going to work out for you with Harry Wilson. Remove Munoz. I use wildcard already. If you use your wildcard already, then Munoz, again, probably he's going to be back for gaming 32 if you want to keep him. The fixtures are not amazing for Munoz though, I think. Let me just see here. So it's Newcastle and West Ham in gaming 32-33 is decent. After that, probably you still have to sell Munoz in gaming 34. So it really depends which are your other uh, players you want to sell. Dara Morris. But yeah, Munoz at some point is going to be a sell probably, I would say. Hello Dennis, rate my team. Yeah, I'm going to rate it. Have you sent it on Twitter? Chasing in mini league, should I captain Gordon, Ekitike, or play safe with Bruno? I'm like 90% sure he's captain Bruno. It really depends how many points you want to chase. In gaming 31, specifically, I think that the best captain is Bruno Fernandes, and I don't think that you should. I don't know. You can captain other players like Ekitike, Thiago, but the truth is Bruno Fernandes is probably the best captain this week, and I don't think that you should mess a lot with that, even if you're chasing. I need to buy 2 mids to field 11 players. It is too crazy to buy Szoboszlai and Palmer instead of Gordon and Wilson. It's for 1 week only. For 1 week only, I really like Gordon and I really like Wilson, but I agree with you. It's not crazy to buy Palmer. It's not crazy to buy Palmer or Szoboszlai. 2 penalty takers in gaming 31. If you have a gut feeling about this game in gaming 31, just go for Palmer and Szoboszlai. Or if you want to go for Palmer and Gordon, Palmer or Wilson, that's perfectly fine. All those 4 players are great. Now, again, targeting just a fixture for 1 gaming only, it makes a little bit more sense to just go for Gordon and Wilson, because Szoboszlai, although I think that he's a decent FPL pick, Brighton away is not Sunderland, it's not Burnley at home, you know. So yeah, for 1 week only, I think that Gordon and Wilson probably I would rate them better than Palmer and Szoboszlai, but again, it's not crazy. If you have a gut feeling, if you want to go for Palmer, it's not crazy to buy him. Is 3 players not playing too much? I mean, it's not too much if you don't want to use your wildcard. This is not a good gaming to use your wildcard, I think, gaming 31, because you don't know anything really. Not anything, but you don't know a lot of things, and which teams are going to blank, obviously double. So if you have 2 players are not going to play, and if you can take a hit maybe or 2 hits to fix that, probably I would do it. Dilonav. Chow in for Gudmundsson or Munoz. Is Gudmundsson out? I missed that probably. So yeah, if both are out, I mean Munoz is out for sure. Dope. Yeah, I would get Chow in for Gudmundsson if he's out. If not, for Munoz. I mean, not anyone. Maybe Munoz is going to be better for you for gaming 32, maybe gaming 33, but again, maybe you're wildcarding. So again, I don't know your strategy. Which chip should I use this gaming? I don't think that you should use a chip at all this gaming. I think that this is not a good week to wildcard. This is not a good week to use the free. But yeah, if I have to free transfer, should I use instead of a chip to replace 2 non-playing players? Yeah, I would do that. I would just use free transfers to buy 2 players, because you're using those 2 free transfers to buy 2 players who are going to have a fixture and to replace 2 players who are not going to have a fixture, so they are going to get 0 points. So it's a huge upgrade, and if you can do that for free, yeah, I would do that. I would use the free transfers and not use a chip, honestly, in gaming 31. Dilonav. He's playing Dubravka, okay, yeah, it's okay. If you have Dubravka, just play him. It is just 1 game, you guys. It's not worth to take a hit or to use a free transfer just to sell Dubravka. We saw Dubravka last game and he kept a clean sheet against Bournemouth, so yeah. Salah to Gordon or Palmer, have 8 playing players only. Get Advani. I like more Gordon than Palmer, I think. I like the fixture for Gordon better than Palmer against Everton away, but yeah. If you can take a hit to replace some of these players who are going to not have a fixture, I would do that also. You think there is any upside going Burn over Chow? Many people are buying him. I mean, no, I just think that Chow is miles better. I just think that Chow is better, personally. With Burn, you have also that risk. Maybe he's going to be dropped at some point. Chow has also, I think, a lot of attacking threat. I think that he has more attacking threat than Gordon, than Dan Burn. Sorry, Dan Burn could also play as a left back, and he's not great for defensive contributions in that role. So maybe there is a little bit of an upside with going for Dan Burn because he's a little bit more of a differential. But I just don't think that's worth it. If you want to double up, that's perfectly fine. But if you have Wilson and Gordon, would you still captain Bruno? Probably. Probably because I was burned by Bruno last game. I don't know. I think that Bruno Fernandes is a really great captaincy option himself, even if you have Wilson or Gordon. But again, if you want to go different, you can do that. You can do that. But at the same time, the safest option is Bruno Fernandes. It's nothing crazy to captain, I don't know, Palmer, Gordon, Harry Wilson if you want. But yeah, Bruno is just what it is. He's a safe captaincy option. He's not going to get me anything probably from captaining him, but he's not going to give me a headache also, and I'm not going to lose anything if I'm going to captain him. But at the same time, if you want to go different, I understand it. Secondly, let's move a little bit to Twitter because I saw some people send me their teams, I think. Let's see. Mihir Shetty, if you're still here, rate my team. What transfers should I make? So you have, probably I would play Dubravka here. Hill, Anderson, Van Dijk, Alderete, Dango, Mbeumo, Bruno Fernandes, Thiago Ekitike. So you have, yeah, you need to make a transfer probably. 1.9 million in the bank. Yeah, I would just buy probably Harry Wilson here. If you can buy Harry Wilson by selling Janelt, I would do that. Just keep Rice, Gabriel and Haaland, and that's it probably. You're in the same situation as me. You have 3 free transfers. I would use one, field 11 players, play 4-4-2, and just go with that. Just go with that. I understand it's not amazing you have Hill and Alderete, but I would not. I would just roll the other transfer. Just sell Janelt or Rice or whichever midfielder you want. Buy Gordon, Harry Wilson, and that's it for you. And the team, again, the team it's fine. It's fine. FPL Roma, Simon Lee, 2 free transfer and use one on Chalobah to Anderson, use another to Salah to Gordon or Palmer. And still unsure on chip strategy, wildcard. Yeah, again, I'm myself not sure what I'm going to do with my chips. If I'm going to activate my wildcard tonight, I'm going to let you know on Twitter or something, but I'm not sure if I'm going to activate it so early, the wildcard. So yeah, you have Dubravka, Van Dijk, Keane, Anderson, Wilson, Bruno, Dango, Thiago Ekitike, João Pedro. So yeah, probably it's just sell Salah. I think that I would go Salah to Gordon personally, but I don't know, if you want to go different, just go for Palmer. Both of them are great. I just really like more the fixture for Newcastle. Both are penalties, so yeah, just go with the flow, better said. Thank you, no problem. Hey Dennis, how are you? Hi Rodrigo Andido, thanks a lot for joining. Will you play 10? No, I'm going to sell Munoz. I'm going to sell Munoz to a Fulham defender. I just didn't do that early, and I'm going to play with 11 players. I'm just going to make one transfer, and I'm going to roll the other ones. Also, guys, don't forget to leave a like, hit that subscribe button if you're enjoying the content. It would be really much appreciated. Khaled, Soboslai or Gordon? Gordon for me, I think that he has more upside. Hi Dennis, Rogers to Gordon, good idea or not? Maybe Rogers to Wilson or stay Rogers. Rogers to Gordon, good idea. Personally, I would just keep Rogers. I just don't think that I don't see any reason to sell Rogers. I mean, I know other than that he was really frustrated this last 10 game weeks. I think that your transfer is just much better to roll than to sell Rogers to Gordon. Again, I prefer to have Gordon this week than Rogers, but I would just keep Rogers and save the transfer. Yeah, I would stay Rogers, RMTK. Thanks a lot for joining also, guys. Khalid, Rodrigo, Abu G81. 2 free transfers, do I roll or do Rice to Wilson or Gordon? If you have 11 playing players, guys, I would just play them and roll the other transfers. As you can see, I have Alderete. I could use another transfer to buy another defender like Chow instead of Alderete, but I just don't think that's worth it personally. So you have Alderete, Hill, Virgil van Dijk, Anderson, Enzo, Bruno Dango, Anderson, Thiago. So you have 11 playing players. Abu G81, Petrovic, Rice, Gabriel Haaland. Yeah, I would just roll. Worry that if I don't wildcard in gaming 32, Gordon will blank in gaming 34. Yeah, Gordon most likely, Newcastle most likely are going to blank in gaming 34 if they are going to double in gaming 33. So again, just save the transfer, guys. If you have 11 players for gaming 31, just play them and roll. At least that's my advice, but yeah, you can do what you want, obviously. Hey Dennis, how are you? Long time no see. Hi, I'm Kaki. Thanks a lot for joining the stream again. Really appreciated. Yeah, I'm doing fine. A little bit tired after this week, but really happy that it's finally weekend. It's Friday. Hi Dennis, hi Govin. Thanks a lot also for joining. Really good to see you here. So yeah, I didn't use my transfer yet, guys. I'm going to sell Munoz. I'm going to sell Munoz because probably I want to go for a Fulham defender. Also worried if Wilson and Gordon do well, our rank could be hurt. Yeah, but again, I understand that, but it's not a reason to make a transfer just because you're afraid your rank is going to drop. I mean, yeah, Wilson against Burnley could do me a lot of damage, but at the same time, I have Rogers, I have Dango, I have Florian Wirtz. I hope that these players could outscore maybe Harry Wilson. Why not? So again, I have 5 midfielders. I'm not going to think about using a transfer to buy Wilson just for 1 gaming. So again, it really depends what are your plans and strategies. Personally, I want to have more transfers because I'm not sure what I'm going to do after this gaming. So yeah, you can have all the players. You can have all the players every gaming who are going to play against Burnley. So hi David Morgan, thanks a lot for joining. Sean also. Do you think Munoz is good long term? I've not decided when to wildcard yet, so want to get Virgil van Dijk this week to leave me flexible, sell Richards or Munoz for him. I mean, you said sell Munoz for Munoz. So I think that Munoz is fine for gaming 32 and gaming 33, but long term, as I said before to another guy, I think that the fixtures are pretty bad for Crystal Palace. Maybe they could double at some point, but it's not worth just having Munoz in your team just because maybe he's going to double at some point. The fixtures are pretty horrible after game week 33 for Crystal Palace, so I think that eventually at some point Munoz is going to be a sell. But yeah, if you so yeah, you're asking me who to sell to buy Virgil van Dijk. Okay, so Richards or Munoz. If you can sell Richards to Van Dijk, then just sell Richards to Van Dijk because Munoz is better than Richards anyway. So yeah, that's easy. David, Sean, hope all is well for you. Thanks a lot. Yeah, hopefully the same for you. 16 people already. Thanks a lot, guys, for joining the stream. Really appreciate the support. I have one free transfer and 10 playing players. Should I transfer Timber or Munoz out for Chow? Probably I would transfer out Munoz because I think that Timber, again, he's injured at the moment, but we have a long break. Probably Timber is going to be back. So yeah, I would sell Munoz to Chow. If you have already Joachim Anderson from Fulham, yeah, I would sell Timber to. Sorry, I would sell Munoz to Chow. I have 9 playing, Haaland to Watkins and Guyu to another forward. Your thoughts? I have Keane, not sure if he gets a start. Probably I would just pray and keep Keane. Hopefully he's going to start because there are some doubts about Tarkovsky, I think. So Haaland to Watkins is nice. Now, again, it really depends how long you want to keep these players. If this is just for one game week, then I like Haaland to Watkins. And Guyu to, let's say, Thiago, Ekitike, João Pedro. These are... Solanke could be a nice differential if you want to go for a Spurs player against Nottingham Forest. Other than that, yeah, Thiago, Ekitike, João Pedro, Solanke maybe, if you want to go different. Hi Ibrahim Ayali, thanks a lot for joining. Really good to see you here again. Really appreciate it. Hi Biplov Tapa, good to see you here also. Should I do Mukiele to Kayode? I don't have wildcard. Now, I didn't see, honestly, the latest news on Mukiele. Let me just see. Isn't there a chance Mukiele could start for Sunderland? So, Nordi Mukiele, uncertain to feature. So, again, he has a slightly chance, Mukiele, of starting, I guess, for Sunderland, but probably I would say more likely he's not going to start. So, Mukiele to Kayode, I don't have wildcard. If you don't have your wildcard available, I would try to... I think that Chow is the best defender to buy if you don't have your wildcard available, because I think that Chow is... The fixtures are good for Newcastle. They're going to double Gaming 33. They have a good fixture in Gaming 31, so makes a lot of sense if you guys don't have a wildcard to just buy Chow if you want to buy a defender or a Newcastle defender, let's say, if you want to go different. Hi Luca de Gabriel, thanks a lot for joining. Tarkovsky will hopefully be in and around the squad. Should I roll the transfer and take the risk or buy Chow or cash? I think that I would take the risk, but yeah, it's tough for me to... If this is just for one game, you just take the risk probably with Tarkovsky. But again, if you want to go safe, you have 3 free transfers. You could sell another player who doesn't have a fixture to buy Chow probably, but yeah, I'm just not sure. What are the odds of Tarkovsky starting, honestly. So if you think that he's not likely to start, maybe just make the transfer. Tete not playing, didn't saw that. So let me just see. Kenny Tete, who is struggling with a finger and a foot issue. Okay, so there's a decision to make on Tete. Yeah, maybe he's a doubt. Again, my plan was already to just buy Joachim Anderson because I don't have him. So probably I'm just going to go for Anderson and not going to risk it with Tete. You could go for Bassi for Fulham if you want to go different, if you don't like Anderson for some reason. If you can give me 1 week super differential player, who is this player? Defender or mid? Mid? I mean, a super differential... let's think a little bit about some defenders. I mean, Bassi from Fulham could be a differential. Lewis Hall, I'm not sure if he's a differential, but Lewis Hall from Newcastle, I like him for 1 week punt only. Midfielders, I mean, Wilson and Gordon, yeah, they are not differentials, I guess, but they are really good for this fixture if you want to buy them. Faz Sport. Soboslai probably is not a differential. Yeah, the thing is, I'm thinking about players from Fulham and from Newcastle, but the truth is, I wouldn't go for any other midfielders than Harry Wilson and Anthony Gordon from Fulham and Newcastle. Other than that, you have Dango and Shade against Leeds, but it's away. Xavi Simons from Spurs, probably he's a proper differential, I would say, against Nottingham Forest if you want. Xavi Simons probably is the super differential you're looking to find. Faz Sport. What are your plans? My plan, Ibrahim Ayali, is to sell Munoz to Hakim Anderson, and that's it, and roll the other 2 free transfers. I already have Chow. Okay, if you already have Chow, yeah, it's a little bit more difficult then. Hey matey, hi Mr. Blanky, hi Batman, thanks a lot for joining guys. Do I start at the Rete or Dewsbury Hall? Everton are playing against Chelsea, right? I will start Dewsbury Hall. I think, instead of Alderete. High potential difference. How's it going? Really good, really good. Although my rank, my season wasn't amazing this year in terms of FPL, yeah, I'm doing fine. Trying to climb the ranks a little bit. What's the plan? To sell Munoz to Anderson. Boring, I know, but yeah. I want to line up just 11 playing players for this game. We can roll and then decide what I'm going to do in the future. That's the most difficult part. And also, how viable is a free this week? I don't think that I would use a cheap this week personally, but again, I think that the free is going to be better used either in gaming 33 on a double, either in gaming 34 in a blank. I have to transfer. I have very few reliable players. Again, if you have players like Alderete, Anderson, Rogers, I understand they are not amazing, but they are good players. I would just try to field 11 players for Gaming 31 and be done with it personally and save the transfers. 1 week punt you suggested Solanke, but I like Richarlison also. Solanke I think is better, but he's yellow flag. Yeah. I said Solanke, but Richarlison is a perfectly good option also. Now, in the past, Richarlison didn't cope with playing a lot of minutes, a lot of games, 90 minutes. But again, probably maybe he's now better. So Igor Tudor said that his hope with Dominic Solanke will be available. Yeah, I'm not sure if Solanke is better or not than Richarlison. Maybe Solanke is more likely to be on penalties. But just pick one of them. Just pick one of them. If you want to go for Richarlison, that's perfectly fine. Both are great differentials. Hello Dennis, just one question. Hi Not Nepo, thanks a lot for joining, really appreciated. Best defender options for this week. I have Anderson, I have the money. So you have Anderson from Fulham, right? If you have the money still, I would try to go for, let me just move a little bit to Twitter and show you the odds. I would most likely just go for Newcastle and the Fulham defenders, even if you have the money. Let me just see the odds. So yeah, this is for gimmick 31. Yeah, so clean sheet odds, Fulham, sorry, let me just put it like that. So clean sheet odds, Fulham, Newcastle, Chelsea. I wouldn't go for any Chelsea defender, honestly. Even if you have the money, I wouldn't go for cash over any Fulham or Newcastle defenders. So yeah, what you're asking me, you have Anderson. You could double up with Bessie, but probably I would go for Hall from Newcastle. Jayon 10. Best defender options for this week. I would go for Hall for the attacking threat. Also an amazing chance of a clean sheet for Newcastle. I mean, not amazing, but a good chance of a clean sheet. So I would go for Hall if you don't want to go for Chow. Hi Dexter. Thanks a lot for joining. Two Kes Captain Bruno, Wilson or Thiago. Another question, play Dubravka over Bruggen. I would play probably Dubravka. And for the captaincy, I think that Bruno Fernandes is the safest captaincy option, even if you have Wilson or Gordon. Now, if you want to go different, just captain Harry Wilson. From those three, I wouldn't captain Thiago, I think, personally. But I still think that Bruno Fernandes probably is the most reliable captaincy option, let's say, for this week. Risk Ballard or take a hit to sell either Mane or Timber. I mean, Ballard, so Ballard, he's an uncertainty for Sunderland. I'm not so sure which are the odds of Ballard starting for Sunderland. But to take a hit, probably I would just risk it. Personally, not Nepo. I know it's not amazing, but yeah. To take a hit and maybe if he's going to start, I don't know. Jamie, afternoon. Thanks a lot for joining. Really appreciate it. Start at the or Anderson. I'm not sure what question is this, Blanky. If we're talking about Anderson from Fulham, yeah, I would just start Anderson from Fulham. And even if we're talking about Elliot Anderson, yeah, I would just start Elliot Anderson instead of Alderete. Should I do Munoz, Rice, Timber to Anderson, Bruno Cash? If those are the transfers you need to make to field 11 playing players for Gaming 31, then you need to do the transfers. Munoz, Rice, Timber to Anderson, Bruno Cash, yeah, I would do that. Now, if you have the money, instead of cash, if you want just a player for Gaming 31, I would rather just go for another Fulham defender or for a Newcastle defender instead of cash if you have the money, but I don't know if you have the money. So I would go for Hall instead of cash, for an example. Can I send you my team on Twitter? For sure. Yeah, send me your team on Twitter, guys. Hi Karaoke, should I do Semenyo to Gordon or Haaland to Joao Pedro? Then wildcard in Game 32 to sort out my team. I think that probably if you're wildcard in Game 32, probably you want both Semenyo and Haaland. So I would sell the one you have less value invested, if that makes sense. So if you bought Semenyo really early and you have a lot of value tied up in him, I would just keep Semenyo and sell Haaland and buy him back on wildcard, because probably you want to have Semenyo and Haaland on the wildcard in Game 32 anyway. So yeah, I would just sell Haaland to Joao Pedro if that's the case, or Ekitike or Watkins. If you want to go for a punt for 1 week, yeah. Hello Dennis, hi Zones T31, thanks a lot for joining. Hi Andreas, thanks a lot. Should I do Salah to Gordon for 1 free transfer or just play Evan Nilsson? Yeah, is Evan Nilsson starting though? Probably I would just play Evan Nilsson if you trust him with the minutes. Personally, as I said before, I wouldn't make a transfer just for the sake of it. If you have 11 playing players, I would just play them. And yeah, Evan Nilsson against Manchester United is a perfectly good option. Now, again, I'm not sure if he's going to start, but probably I would expect him to start, right? If he's not injured or something like that. Flipication, hi, thanks a lot for joining. Anderson or Dango for this week? I would buy Dango for this week rather than Elliot Anderson. Hi bro, what's up? Hi, what is Manji? Thanks a lot for joining the stream. Yeah, I'm doing fine. Thanks a lot for asking. I would have unlimited budget to buy anyone from selling Salah if that changes anything. I mean, it's a really tough question, not Nepo. Now, oh, so you're selling, sorry. You said to take a hit to sell Mane or Timber. I mean, if you can sell Salah to a midfielder and just bench Ballard, probably I would do that. If you can go for someone like Palmer, Gordon, Harry Wilson, I guess. I have Reinildo and no 4.7 for last defender. Okay, so if you have just 4.7 for last defender, I mean, you could double up on Fulham if you want, Ibrahim Ali. You could go for Bessie from Fulham and double up with Anderson if you don't want to go for cash. Send you the team, bro. Yeah, so let's move to the team now, guys. You saw the predictions here. It's not a really interesting gaming, let's say. So I see the team for Hershey. 0.8 in the bank, 3 free transfers, bringing in Van Dijk in place of Diouf and Joao Pedro in place of Haaland. Also, please suggest the cheap strategy I would use. Again, I can't, guys. I can't suggest you a cheap strategy right now because I don't know what I'm going to do myself. And even if you want to wildcard Gaming 32, you're going to change the wildcard after we approach Gaming 32 because there are going to be a lot of games to be played in the FA Cup. And we need to see exactly which teams are going to double and blank. So for me, it's tough to tell you right now a strategy. But again, if you have your bench boost available, guys, probably at the moment I would advise you to wildcard Gaming 32 and bench boost Gaming 33. If you don't have your bench boost available, probably I would just free 33, I guess. So this is your team. I mean, you have. I don't think that I would use a transfer, honestly. Hershey, personally, I think that I would just save the transfers. You have Raul, Thiago, Wilson, Anderson. You have 3 players from Fulham against Burnley. It's not great that you have Esteve and Dubravka, but at the same time, yeah. I don't think that I would sell Haaland and for Joao Pedro. Personally, I think that Thiago and Raul Jimenez are perfectly fine. Now, again, this is just my opinion. If you want to sell Haaland to Joao Pedro and Diouf to Van Dijk and play Van Dijk instead of Esteve, that's amazing. Yeah. Personally, if you can, I would just sell Senesi to Chow. If you want to use a transfer, Senesi to Chow, that improves your defense. Or Esteve to Chow if you have the money, but probably you don't have the money. So, yeah. Should I sell a defender or play Reinildo? I mean, Reinildo. The thing with Reinildo is, just a second, let me just see what the coach said. So Reinildo is a doubt. Should I sell a defender or play Reinildo? I mean, I don't know. He's a doubt. I'm not sure which are the odds of Reinildo starting. Probably I would just sell a defender, I guess, because even if Reinildo is starting, is not such an amazing fixture against Newcastle. I already sold Salah for Wilson. Not now. I have 11 playing players, assuming Ballard plays. Oh, okay. Yeah, understood now. Now, selling money or timber, it's not helpful. Even if you have an unlimited budget to sell timber, it's not worth it probably. And money, I mean, you could sell money to. If you can sell money to, I don't know. Yeah, Joao Pedro, Ekitike, Solanke, I guess, or Watkins. If you want to take a 1 week punt, if you want to go for money to Watkins, that could work out, I guess. Not Nepo. Do you think it is worth doing goalkeeper transfer? I don't think so. No. Especially now in a blank gaming 31, I don't think that is worth making a goalkeeper transfer personally. Yasin, send me his team. Hopefully you're on the stream also. Um, 2 free transfers, bad rank. It doesn't matter your rank. Come on, Yasin. It doesn't matter your rank. You have 2 free transfers and you have 5 players without a fixture. Okay, so I would make 2 transfers here definitely. Now I would keep Gabriel Haaland probably. I'm not so sure how much money you have in the bank because it doesn't appear in this photo. Uh, what I would do here, probably I would sell Rice. If you can sell Devaney to Gordon, I would do that. If not, I would sell Rice to Gordon and Rice to Gordon and Timber to Chow or Bessie or not Dewsbury Hall or Hall from Newcastle if you want a player just for 1 week. So yeah, I would do Rice to Gordon probably, or Devaney to Gordon if you have the money. I mean, if you can do Devaney to Gordon and Timber to Bessie from Fulham, and that way you can keep Rice if you want to keep him, of course. That's also really nice. I tagged you with my team, 0.5 in the bank. I didn't see it fast this sport. Let me know what's your name on Twitter so I can add you maybe. Because I didn't see the notification. Omaraya, thanks a lot for joining. Which one is better, Sar to Wilson or Maguire, Sar, Haaland to Anderson, Bruno, Thiago for -8? My rank is 3.5 millions and I have all my chips. I'm behind the leader in your mini league. Now that's a pretty huge difference in the mini league, so it's going to be tough for you to get the first place, but again, at least you have all the chips, so who knows. Now, which is better, Sar to Wilson or... I mean, the better players are Anderson, Bruno and Thiago for -8. If you wanna go for... if you want to go a little bit more different, I guess it will depend which players does your leader have in the mini league also. So yeah, again, I would not advise you to make unnecessary transfers if you have 11 playing players, as I said, as I'm going to say to everyone tonight. But yeah, Maguire, Sar, Haaland to Anderson, Bruno, Thiago, it sounds great for -4 if that's what you need to have 11 playing players. So yeah, hopefully that helps. But also Sar to Wilson, if that's okay to have 11 players, that's also fine, I think. Or Sar to Gordon if you have the money. Hi Dennis, hi. Hi Crystal, thanks a lot for joining. Really good to see you here again. The lizard doesn't have Wilson. Then just buy Wilson. Again, just buy Wilson and hope that he doesn't buy Wilson as well, because it's a no-brainer. I mean, Wilson is one of the best players to have for Gaming 31. So yeah, just go and buy Wilson. I would say, if your leader doesn't have Wilson. Super Blaze, thanks a lot for joining. Hey, what's up? I hope you're good. Thanks a lot for asking. Really appreciated. Already took a -4 to bring in Wilson and Gordon for Semenyo and Salah. I want to go even bigger, bringing in Palmer for Tavernier. Any thoughts on that? I wouldn't do that. Personally, I wouldn't do that. If you have already 11 playing players and you have Tavernier, he's a penalty taker. He's playing against Man United. So yeah, I would just keep Tavernier. Because yeah, I just don't think that the transfer is worth it. Now, maybe Palmer is going to outscore Tavernier. I'm not saying otherwise, but I just think that your transfer is going to be better saved, probably. So it's enough just with that -4, I would say. Super Blaze. Elliot Manduna, thanks a lot for joining. Good evening also. Would you play Alderete or use the free transfer on someone else? I'm going to play Alderete in my team and just not use another free transfer, if that's helping you. I've got 6 million to spend. Any suggestions? So let me just show you my team. I have 3 free transfers. I'm going to make one to sell Munoz, but I'm not going to use another free transfer to sell Alderete. I'm just going to play him against Newcastle away. Yeah, he's the worst player in my starting 11, and probably he's not going to keep a clean sheet, but I just don't think that it's worth it to use a transfer to sell Alderete, even for free. So personally, Elliot, I'm just going to keep Alderete, but yeah, if you wanna go for another player, I like Anderson, I like Bessie, I like Hall from Newcastle, Chow. So yeah, any recommended differential players? Differential players, Solanke, Richarlison, Xavi Simons, especially Spurs players, I would say. Probably they are a little bit more of a differential, I would say. So yeah, if you want to go different. Now, there are others, I guess. Maybe Gordon is going to be somehow of a differential. Cole Palmer is somehow a differential. Shade from Brentford, probably he's a differential. Other than that, defenders, let's say Bessie from Fulham, Hall from Newcastle, and forwards, differentials. I said Solanke, Richarlison, Watkins could be a nice differential for 1 week only. He has Bruno Thiago. Captain Wilson or Raul? I would captain Wilson, I think, because with Raul you just don't know. He could be benched, he could, and even if he's not going to be benched, he's not going to play 90 minutes. So I would captain Wilson personally. He has Bruno Thiago. So again, it's not great, but you're going to bet on Wilson. Again, it's not going to be easy to win that mini league. I'm going to say to you, I'm also in a mini league and I'm 100 points far from the first place, and yeah, I'm not so confident I'm going to win it now. Hi mate, I'm 46k, have Palmer and Bruno. Thoughts on captaining Palmer? I mean, it really depends what is your goal. If you're happy with your rank, just captain Bruno Fernandes. If you want to go different, but you want to take that risk, because if you're not going to captain Bruno Fernandes, most likely everyone is going to captain him, so he's going to damage your rank if he's going to do well. But at the same time, Palmer is a nice differential. Only if that fixture was at home against Everton, then I would say, yeah, just captain Palmer. I think that Bruno is slightly safer and more reliable, but I don't mind it. What can I say? If you want to go different and you're okay with taking that risk, go for Palmer. But yeah, Bruno is a pretty decent captain, I would say, himself. My team is Lemons, Maguire, Chow, Van de Berg, Schade, Mbeumo Sarr, Dewsbury Hall, Wirtz, Raul, Strand Larsen, Dubravka, Haaland, Gabriel Gay. So yeah, not great with Strand Larsen, with Raul, but yeah, I would say sell probably Sarr to Wilson or Amaya. Hi Rudresh Shidvari, thanks a lot for joining. Between Minte and Elliot Anderson, would you pick? I mean, Minte against Liverpool, probably I would just pick Anderson, honestly, against Tottenham at this point. Can't believe I'm saying that I prefer Anderson to another midfielder, but probably I would just go for Elliot Anderson. I mean, Minte has Liverpool, so yeah, not an amazing fixture. I guess Palmer is still differential without captaincy. Might stick with Bruno. Yeah, I mean, I think that Palmer is still a differential, even without the captaincy. So you're going to get points even if Palmer is going to do something, even if you're going to captain Bruno. Yeah, better safe, I guess. Better safe. Because, yeah, last gaming I captained Ekitike and I got burned by Bruno Fernandes, so I know exactly. But especially this gaming, I think that is just the standout captaincy option, probably Bruno Fernandes, because you could captain Thiago, Ekitike, Wilson, Gordon, Palmer, but yeah, all have some pros and cons around in. Gabriel, I reply my team to your most recent tweet. Thanks for the help. yeah, we're just going to do that. Yeah, I will wildcard in gaming 32. Yeah, the team is not amazing for the future, I would say, or Mariah. So probably for you, yeah, wildcard in gaming 32 is the best decision you can take. So let's see. FPL solved analytics. Bench boost, no idea if I'm on a Shah. Okay. Wildcard 33, free 34. I don't think that I would do that personally. Or free 33, wildcard 35, since my team looks fine in 32 and 34. Again, let's see how all the doubles are going to fall, when teams are going to blank, because at the moment you just don't know which teams are going to blank in 34 and which teams are going to double in 33. We have just an image, I would say. So this is your team. Let me just look at your team. I would just roll, I think. I would just roll. I don't know how many free transfers do you have. I mean, you have 0 probably, but I would just play Alderete and Rodon. It's not amazing, it's not great, but yeah, heal to Chow is an option, but again, you don't know what you're going to do. So the best thing, every route except rolling rules out certain cheap strategies, but feels a waste to not have Gordon, Wilson tanks. It's not a waste. I mean, again, it's great if you can have them, but if not, again, you have Brian Mbeumo, who again, I'm not sure if he's going to start or not for Manchester United, but if he's starting, he could outscore Wilson and Gordon easily. Now, especially because you don't know what are you going to do, I think that rolling the transfer is just the best thing you can do. Now, yeah, I don't know what to say. I have my bench boost myself, and for the people who still have their bench boost, probably bench boosting in gaming 33 at the moment is the best strategy. But the truth is, there isn't, I don't know, right or wrong here. I'm sure free 33 is going to be great. I'm sure bench boost 33 is going to be okay. So yeah, I would say wildcard 32. And then if you're wildcarding 32, you could go for a Wilson Gordon, I guess, just for this week. And even if you're going to buy Chow or Anthony Gordon, it doesn't rule out a strategy. Even if you're going to buy Gordon, you could still wildcard gaming 32. I know that you're still going to have him on your wildcard, but you're going to change some players anyway. So it's not like if you're going to sell Rice to Gordon, you're ruling out wildcard in gaming 32 because maybe you want to buy Rice again back in gaming 32. So yeah. I have 3 free transfers. Okay, so you have 3 free transfers. Then, yeah, same. I mean, you have 1 million. So you could sell Alderete if you want, but, or you could go I would go probably Rice to Gordon and Wilson if you really want to make a transfer. Now, it's okay even to roll, but since you have 3 transfers, it's pretty okay even if you're going to make 1, because you're still going to have 2. So yeah, you could do Rice to Gordon, and that's not going to rule out some strategy. I don't think so. Wildcard 32 or 33 opinion if you don't have bench boost. If you don't have the bench boost, I mean, if you have the freed, if you have the wildcard and the freed, Gabriel, I would free it in gaming 33 and wildcard in gaming 35 probably, and that and your team, I mean, buy players are going to have a fixture in gaming 34. So that's what I would do if you have your freed also. But if you don't have also freed, probably, yeah, wildcard 32 or 33. If your team is okay for 32, wildcard 33, I guess. Okay, thank you for the advice, mate. Good luck. Hopefully that's going to help you, but again, you're in a difficult situation just like me. I mean, again, there are a lot of possibilities. But yeah, if you want to make a transfer, if you want to go for Gordon and Wilson, just do it. It's not a must to go for Wilson or Gordon, but it's nice to have them, obviously. Thank you, no problem, Omaraya. Thanks a lot for joining the stream, really appreciate it. XTI, thanks a lot for joining. 2 a.m. Okay, it's good evening, or good morning, I should say, to you. Can't sleep, turn on YouTube, and here we are. 62 points last week. My captain gamble didn't work. Same XTI. We'll be going with Bruno today, though. Yeah, no more headaches for me either this game week. I'm just going to captain Bruno. Enough with experiments. So yeah. Also, Waris, I see that you sent me your team. Let's also look at that. Yeah, so here it is. Made one transfer, rise to Wirtz, and likely not to sell Ruffs. Many low selected players. Your thoughts? Let me just see. 1 second. Is Ruffs going to play though? Yeah, he's a doubt, but yeah, maybe he's going to play. So you made one transfer, rise to Wirtz. I like that. Probably I would have gone Gordon, but Florian Wirtz is also great. Many low selected players, your thoughts? I mean, Van Dijk, Chow, Romero. I really like Romero for this week. Wirtz, Bruno, Tavernier, Wilson, Enzo, Calvert-Lewin, Thiago. Yeah, I like your team. Waris, Manji, nothing to say. I would just roll the other transfers if you have any. And yeah, I really like your defense, especially Van Dijk, Chow, and Romero. Hopefully some goals for you would be amazing. And yeah, Tavernier, Calvert-Lewin, Thiago. Yeah, I like your team. Waris, Manji. I like it. So let's take a look at some lineups, and remind me, guys, to make my transfer. Hopefully I'm not going to forget about it. So for Aston Villa, this is the predicted lineup. No surprises here. For Liverpool, the speculated lineup. I mean, I don't think that this is. I think that Ekitike is going to start for sure. For Chelsea, Sanchez. If you still have Sanchez, he's good to go because the other keeper he got injured. DCL or Raul Jimenez? That's a tough question. Now with DCL, you know that he's most likely going to play good minutes. Raul Jimenez is Is there a slightly risk? Maybe Raul Jimenez could be on the bench, maybe. But if he's going to start, he's going to play 60 to 70 minutes, I would say. Gavin Hartzenberg. Now, if this is just for one game week only, probably I would risk it with Raul Jimenez because he's on penalties, he's playing Burnley at home. It's really tough to argue against it, but just bear in mind that his minutes are not going to be great. He's not going to play 90 minutes, Raul Jimenez, but still, yeah. Isn't Mbeumo keep or sell maybe for Gordon? Read one, I saw some people talking about Mbeumo. I think that is a doubt. Honestly, I just don't know. I don't know the chances of him starting. If I knew, if I knew for sure 100% that Brian Mbeumo is going to start, I would just keep him and not sell him. Definitely, I would not use a transfer on a starting player. But if you have some doubts around Mbeumo, selling to Gordon might be easier, I guess. But probably I would just keep. Probably I would just keep Gordon and hope that he's going to start. I think, yeah, probably I would just keep. Hi Denis, hi Cola, thanks a lot for joining. Who's my captain? Bruno Fernandes is going to be my captain this week. I have one free transfer. I can only field 11 players if I buy one player. Should I get Joao Pedro or Szoboszlai? Personally, I would go for Szoboszlai because he's on penalties and also I'm a Liverpool fan, but if you want to go safe, just go Joao Pedro. Or if you can buy another midfielder and you don't have Harry Wilson, buy Harry Wilson. Or Gordon, if you have the money. Any news for Tarkowski? David Moyes is hopeful that Tarkowski and Braithwaite will be in and around the squad for Gaming 31. So yeah, this is kind of the latest news on Tarkowski. Now, it's really tough for me to give a verdict here. He's hopeful that he's going to be in and out. Now, what does that mean? I don't know. I can't guarantee you that Tarkowski is going to play. It is a risk, I guess, a slightly risk if you're going to keep and play Tarkowski. But yeah, other news than that I don't have about Tarkowski, sadly. Or I can get both and take a hit. No. Cola, I just don't think that I would take a hit personally. I wildcard next gaming. I have Wilson, Dango, Rogers, and Bruno. Okay. Yeah, your midfield is pretty great. If you can buy Gordon, then fine. If not, probably I would just go for Szoboszlai. Again, I don't think that Szoboszlai is that good for 1 week only to take a hit, or João Pedro. I don't think that any of these two players are that good to take a hit to replace a playing player. Now, it really depends who's also your playing player you want to sell. But yeah, Szoboszlai is playing against Brighton away. He's not an amazing fixture. He's not going to score a penalty or a free kick every gaming, so he's not that exciting, I guess. For the long term, I like Szoboszlai, but for one fixture, I prefer someone like Gordon, someone like Harry Wilson. Hi, Pojul. I send my team on X. Would appreciate your thoughts. Yeah, for sure, we're going to take a look at that. Thanks a lot. Gaming Fanatics, thanks a lot for joining. Rice to Gordon, yeah, sounds like a really easy transfer if you need to sell Rice to field 11 players. I would say Gaming Fanatics, sell to Gordon, sell to Harry Wilson. These two are the best midfielders probably. Hi Steve LFC, thanks a lot for joining. Thiago keeps destroying my rank every week. Should I buy him for Haaland? If you have 11 playing players, I would just roll the transfer, guys. That's my advice for everyone. Now, if you want to sell Haaland to Thiago, okay, but you will want to have Haaland back from gaming 33 onwards at least, if they're going to double also. So yeah, let's Pojul, I saw it now. So one free transfer. Oh, a lot of text here. My thoughts are Freight Gaming 33 unless Liverpool beat Man City or Leeds West Ham winner becomes a double, in which case wildcard 32. Before the Salah injury I was planning on doing Dubravka to Leno. I wouldn't use a transfer to sell Dubravka to Leno. Way better this week, and there's a good chance I don't have a goalkeeper in 34. After the Salah injury, I don't know. I kind of want to hold. What do you think? So you want to hold Salah? If you have one free transfer and you have this team, I would just roll. You have also Barnes, who may or may not get any minutes. I would just roll and reassess next game week. Yeah, if you have 11 playing players, as I said, for everyone, I would just do that. And good luck with your captaincy on Wilson. Yeah, as I said, I don't think that I would do Dubravka to Leno personally. I would not spend a transfer on a goalkeeper. So, yeah. Is DCL worth starting? Yeah. If you have Dominic Calvert-Lewin, I mean, he's playing against Brentford. Yeah, I think that he's a really decent forward. There aren't a lot of good forwards to play in Gaming 31 anyway. So DCL, a forward on penalties, who's likely to play 90 minutes for Leeds at home. Leeds are playing really good at home. So yeah, I would just start DCL personally. Hi Jankster, thanks a lot for joining. So yeah, guys, let me just make my transfer and then we can discuss. So I'm going to do Munoz to Anderson. Now, if I had the money to do Dorgut to Anderson, I would do that, but I don't. Bessie is 4.4. I can't even buy Bessie, so yeah. It's not worth. I'm going to be stuck with Dorgu for this gaming also. So yeah, I'm just going to sell Munoz. I have 6 millions. Should I go for Hall actually? I'm going to make a quick poll. Who would you buy in my place? Hall from Newcastle or Joachim Anderson? Hi Kaiser, good evening bro. Semenyo to Soboslai or Haaland to Bowen, Richardson, probably gonna wildcard 32. Also, should I take -4 to Mukiele, to Pedro Porro to guarantee 11? It's really tough because I just have no idea if Mukiele is going to start. I would like to not. Probably I wouldn't take -4 personally. And Semenyo to Soboslai or Haaland to Bowen, it depends in which player you have more money tied up. If you bought Semenyo really early, just sell Haaland to Bowen or Richarlison. If not, sell Semenyo to Soboslai or Gordon. Probably to Gordon then to Soboslai. Yeah, rolling is probably sensible. I just think if I wildcard in 35 without a goalkeeper, in 34 I want to make a transfer in that week. So why not now and not later with Burnley at home this week? But you just don't know. You don't know if Burnley are not going to have a fixture in Gaming 34. So that's the problem. There are a lot of unknowns at the moment. So it's tough to predict in advance. I send my team on X. We're going to take a look at that. Don't worry. In a minute. Is the poll just for this week? I mean, yeah, for this week, let's say, I'm not sure if I'm going to wildcard 32 or not. Okay, bro, all the best. I know I will get my 8th red hair in a row. Good luck, Waris Manji. Hope is not lost. Have a nice weekend. And also, yeah, you're going to get a green arrow, Waris Manji. Good luck. Thanks a lot for joining the stream. Thoughts on Sar and Strand Larson to Wilson and Joao Pedro for -4. I don't wanna. I don't know. I don't know. I don't really like buying Joao Pedro for -4 personally, but I can understand it, I guess. Thing is, if Burnley have a fixture in 34, it means Liverpool won versus City, so I just wildcard 32. All right. Okay. I guess. I mean, yeah, I understand now. I guess, yeah, you can do that, but at the same time, you could just buy Leno now to sell Dubravka, and maybe you're still going to wildcard 32. So if you strongly know what you're going to do, then yeah, just do that transfer now. Poeju, I said how Joao Pedro costs in my league. Other people have Thiago. Okay, so the people in your league don't have Joao Pedro. Everton away is not an amazing feature though to target. That's why I'm a little bit not sure if I would take a -4 to buy Joao Pedro personally. But yeah, this is just my opinion, obviously. So let's see QZ, your team. 1 million in the bank, 3 free transfers. You have Anderson, Chow, Garner, Wilson, Bruno, Anderson, Thiago, and Ekitike. So I would use 1 free transfer to buy a defender with your team. And probably I would sell Lacroix and keep Mateusz, Rice, and Haaland. Yeah, probably I would sell Lacroix to... You could sell Lacroix to Van Dijk, or you could double up on Fulham with Bassey, or double up on Newcastle with Hall. Now, it's up to you which way you want to go. Probably, personally, I would go for Bassey or for Hall. Probably for Hall, I would go for the upside. But that's it. That's it. Monsieur Jankster, Ryan to Wilson, Gordon, who would you go for? Personally, I would just roll the transfer, Jankster, if I was in your place and just play Calvert-Lewin instead of Haaland. But yeah, if you want to go Ryan to Gordon or to Wilson, I think that I would go for Gordon just because I think that his ownership is a little bit smaller and his own penalties. So probably I would go for Gordon if you're catching rank. And M. Kaki, 3 free transfers. You have 352. Okay, so you have 3 free transfers. Now, in that case, maybe you could sell, let's say, Munoz or Mukiele to an Anderson. Probably Munoz to Anderson, I would say, and play Sanchez. But again, you could, yeah, probably Munoz to Anderson here, I would do with 3 free transfers. So yeah, let's see what I'm going to do here. I just wanted to see where is Hall on the points. So I have 6 millions to buy a defender. Okay, so it's 50-50. You're not helping me a lot, guys. Then I have them in my team. I have already used wildcard, suggest Mukiele transfer. Okay, so Mkeki, if you use your wildcard already, then I would buy probably Hall, maybe Hall, yeah, I think. Cheers, Dennis. Thanks a lot, Jankster, for joining. And for midfielder, because I will play a 3-5-2, right? Yeah, let me see. QZ. Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, I didn't saw that. So, yeah, Lacroix to, as I said before, to Newcastle or Fulham defender. And yeah, probably I would sell Rice to Gordon. Yeah, that's what I would do, at least. That's what I would do. Rice to Gordon, QZ. Also off topic, but what do you think will be Dubravka effective ownership? Lol could be 60-70%. I don't know. I hope not. But yeah, everybody owns Dubravka, so who knows? Yeah, Everton away is tough. Good evening. Hi, Ropey. Send a Discord message. Thanks in Ford if you can help me. Yeah, sure. Helitarto, this is Europy. Yeah, okay. 3 transfer work already used. Other coins still have. What should I do with 3 city players? Should I spend all the trades or put them to bench? I would just bench them. Play Dango, Anderson, Rodon for sure. Yeah, your team looks amazing, Ropey. Honestly, I would just bench your city players, and yeah, that's it. And I would just roll the transfer personally, especially because you don't have a wildcard available. Now, what you can do, I don't know how much money you have in the bank. You could do heal to a Chow or something like that. But yeah, I'm not sure if I would do that. Just for safety. Or O'Reilly. Hey Dennis, hi Pargoel. I need to make a defender transfer. Should I do Richards out for Konsa or Bessie? I would go for Bessie. Only 0-1 in the bank since I'm also doing Rice to Gordon and I don't want to take Gabriel out. For this week, I would go for Bessie instead of Konsa. For the future, maybe I would go for Konsa, but I really don't like Konsa because he's really bad for defensive contribution. So yeah, I just don't think that I can buy Bessie. Yeah, I would roll Ropey with your team. Your team looks exceptional for this week from my point of view. And you're also in a good position to roll. So yeah, let's just finish with this. I'm going to buy Joachim Anderson. I think the only problem with buying Anderson is, for an example, if I'm not going to wildcard for some reason, whoops, if I'm not going to wildcard for some reason, I'm going to buy My team in Gaming 32 is going to look like this. I will have to play Alderete or use another transfer on a defender if I'm not going to use the wildcard, let's say, in Gaming 32. Playing Alderete against Spurs is not going to be the end of the world, but yeah, maybe I'm overthinking it a little bit. Use a free transfer to switch Ballard to Virgil van Dijk. If you want to be 100% safe, yes, but if you want to go, I would more likely go for Chow or for Anderson for this week, Petrodi. Yeah, I'm overthinking it. Anderson was my planned transfer, so I'm just going to do it. Munoz to Anderson, confirm, and yeah, this is going to be my team for Gaming 31. My captain is going to be Bruno Fernandes, and let's say my vice captain is going to be, yeah, Ekitike. It's okay. It's going to remain on Ekitike, the vice captaincy. Hey, hi Vukek, thanks a lot for joining. Karim also. Semenyo to Gordon or play 10 players. I have no wildcard and have 3 free transfers. I mean, if you can sell other player, if you want to keep Semenyo, you can do that. If not, yeah, just sell Semenyo to Gordon if that's the only way for you to line up 11 players. Karim, hi Maverick, Kamal, thanks a lot for joining, guys. Don't forget to leave a like, hit that subscribe button also if you're around here. It would be really much appreciated. Also check the memberships if you want to support the channel even more. It would be really much appreciated. Surely you bench the good guys and start the blankers. Yeah, I could do that. Something like this. So this way I'm not going to know how my overall rank is going to be in the meantime, so yeah, I can do that, I guess. My captain Bruno and vice Ekitike. I mean, is there a chance Dorgo is going to start? Because if so, I don't want to. Yeah, exactly. I honestly I didn't saw what they say they said about Dorgo personally, but probably he's still out, I guess. Yeah, it was yesterday. Dorgo will be back after Bournemouth. Yeah, okay. Cunha out, Bruno in. Is it worth it? Probably not. Salute, George. Thanks a lot for joining. Need a Bournemouth defender, Hill or Senesi? I would go for Senesi if you need a Bournemouth defender, but I think that there are better defenders this game week. Hugh, love it. I send you my team if you could check it out, please. Yes, we're going to do that. Three transfers. Thinking of Rice to Soboslai and Munoz to Chow. Anderson, Hill, Munoz, Rogers, Dewsbury Hall, Wilson, Bruno, Rice, Ekitike, Calvert-Lewin. My bench doesn't play at all. Yeah, personally I would prefer probably Gordon to Soboslai in just one game week. But Soboslai is also fine. And Munoz to Chow, yeah, I really like it. Tanuj Aurora. Pargoel, is Rice to Gordon better than doing Haaland to a forward? Bowen, Raul, DCL, Watkins? I would say yes. I think that Gordon is better than Bowen, than Raul, than DCL, and even than Watkins probably. Bournemouth work for this week and 34, so for Freight 33, wildcard 35, it works. Okay, if that's your reasoning, then yes. If you already picked a strategy, but aren't there? I mean, I'm not sure if this is a guarantee that Bournemouth are going to. I mean, yeah, it's not a great fixture against Man United, but it is what it is. Probably I would go for Hill just to save the money, I guess, at this point. 2 free transfer in the bank. Would you switch Tavernier to Gordon if you had the money in the bank? No, I would just save the transfer personally. Sam Comb, I would just save the transfers because I think that Tavernier is okay. Yeah, need to hope City beat Liverpool. Yeah, again, you don't have a guarantee if that's going to be the case, but yeah, they are clearly the favorites, Manchester City to beat Liverpool. Vukek, 3 free transfers, 10 minutes in the bank, plan to wildcard next game week. $3 million in the bank. Okay, I would do Goodmanson to. If you're wildcarding gaming 32, I would do Goodmanson to Hall from Newcastle, and Rice to Gordon probably. Yeah, probably that's what I would do, at least. Any other guy who sent me his team, because I can't see it. I can't see it here. Benching Leno, Anderson and Bruno. Don't trust Barnes to get 0 minutes, so he's third sub. Nice. So you're not captaining Bruno, right, Poiju? No problem. Is it worth -4 for Chow? 9 player playing. If you have 9 players playing, I would take a hit, yeah, to buy another player, or maybe even 2. But yeah, I would take a hit to buy, I don't know, Chow, Hall, Anderson, Bessie. If you need a defender, yeah, I would take a hit probably, because think about it like this: if Chow is going to get 2 points, then you're going to be -2. So if you trust the Newcastle to keep a clean sheet, then yeah, it's worth to take that -4. Maverick Kamal, I don't see your team. If you send me your team on Twitter. I don't know your name. I don't know your name on Twitter, so. We're going to have a huge break, 3 weeks between Gaming 31 and Gaming 32, so probably I'm still going to upload some, maybe wildcard, probably wildcard video, maybe even 2, but yeah, maybe a live stream here and there, but it's going to be a long and good break, if you ask me. Riding the Wilson train, he's great at home, playing worst team in the league. Yeah, I remember what Wilson did in the reverse fixture against Burnley away, so I still have nightmares. I still have nightmares from that gaming. Except Bruno is great, but Bournemouth are good at home, so expect United to score 1, maybe 2 goals. Yeah, agree with you. Happily for me, I don't have this headache. I don't know what I would have done if I had Gordon or Wilson. Would you recommend Wilson captain? Burnley have considered a lot to right wingers. Yeah, I mean, I said it a lot of time tonight. I think that Bruno is the safest captaincy option, but if you want to go different, Anthony Gordon and Wilson probably are the other two, and Wilson has the best fixture at home against Burnley. It's the best fixture you can get all season. It's at home. Wilson could also be on penalties for some minutes when Raul Jimenez is not going to be on the pitch. So yeah, Maverick, I'm just seeing your team now on Discord. So I don't know how many free transfers you have, Maverick, but yeah, I would just roll. I would just roll and play Elliot Anderson in here instead of Gay and Semenyo. Yeah, I would just roll with that team. Personally, that's my opinion. Would you? Okay, so yeah, we got all the questions. Let's end the poll because it's getting closer and closer. I made my transfer already. Makes sense to captain Wilson if I'm chasing right, or would you recon Palmer? I mean, even if you're chasing, I think that I don't know. This week is going to be a huge effective ownership on Bruno Fernandes. So if you're scared on that, just captain Bruno. There aren't a lot of amazing captaincy options, but yeah, if you're chasing, makes a lot of sense to captain a differential. But you just need to know that there are some risks attached to that. So Maverick, Crystal Palace and Man City are going to blank in Gaming 31. Yes, it's a confirmation. Makes sense to captain Wilson. Yeah. Also, what do you think is the best triple captain if no double? If no double, I mean Saka against Burnley on Leeds, he has a fixture, I think, when Arsenal could win the title, maybe. Or if not, yeah, Mohamed Salah, Palmer. I'm not sure. I don't know exactly all the fixtures. I'm thinking I want to do it on Bruno. He has Leeds at home in 32 and Forest in 37. I mean, yeah, Bruno is good. Bruno is good. For the triple captaincy, I would still like to go for. I don't know. I don't know. Probably not a lot of people are going to go for Saka, I guess. Maybe the title is going to be wrapped up. So, yeah, Bruno makes a lot of sense, I think. But let me just see. Haaland's fixtures. Let's say the title race is not going to be over. Haaland has Burnley in Gaming 34. So, that would be tempting, I guess. Haaland against Burnley in Gaming 34. Are you rolling? Yes, I have 11 playing players. I'm just going to roll my 2 free transfers because Chiki Madueke Gaming 38 as they're having a party. Yeah, maybe. I don't think that I would wait probably until that if you have a better window. Uh, Gaming 34 is probably no fixture for Han. Oh yeah. Forgot about that. I mean, you said if no double, so it's either going to be triple captain Haaland in gaming 33 if he has a double, or I don't know, maybe he has another double gaming in 35, 36. Or let's say if City are going to have a fixture in gaming 34, if they lose to Liverpool, then yeah, Haaland against Burnley. Yo, should I captain Bruno or Wilson? Leon Brazier, again, if you want to go different, if you want to target the fixture, go for Wilson. If you want to go safe, if you're happy with your rank, if you don't want to take any risks, and if you want to have a chill weekend, just captain Bruno Fernandes. Again, both are great captaincy option. Bruno is on penalties, better for bonus probably, but again, Wilson is playing against Burnley at home, so I don't know honestly what I would do if I had both of them. Start Rodon or Hill. I think that I will start Rodon, Ropey, instead of Hill. We have 10 minutes till the deadline. "19 people, thanks a lot guys for joining the stream. Don't forget to leave a like, hit that subscribe button if you're enjoying the content, obviously, really appreciated. I mean, even captaining Gordon could be a huge differential than to captain Wilson if you guys want to go super different. Let's see also, who are you captaining? Who is your captain? I'm gonna spend a 3-week break deciding between bench boost 36, triple captain, another week or triple captain 36, bench boost 37. Yeah, it's going to be a long break for you. I'm also going to spend a break thinking about what I'm going to do with my chips, but also trying to defocus a little bit from FPL is going to be nice. Hi Odin, do I do Gordon in for -4 or start Dewsbury Hall? Personally, I would just start Dewsbury Hall and not take the hit. Mangag, Chalobah to Chow Anderson and Rice to Gordon, Soboslai if no wildcard and can't commit, bench boost or free 33. I would do Chalobah to Chow, I think, if you don't have a wildcard, and Rice to Gordon personally, because I don't know. Newcastle have good fixtures in gaming 31 until the end of the season. They are likely to double 33, blank in 34. But if you're not committed yet, still, I would do that because you don't know. You don't know if Liverpool are going to double or not because they're going to play against City. So we don't know who's going to go through in the FA Cup. So even if you're going to buy Soboslai instead of Gordon, it's not going to help you that much. And I just think that Gordon is probably better than Soboslai for Game Week 31. And Chow is better long term than Anderson, probably because Anderson is playing Liverpool in Game Week 32, I think. So a lot of people captaining Wilson and Gordon, I see. Who knows, maybe I'm going to get something if Bruno Fernandes is going to get some attacking returns at the end of the day. That would be nice. Guessing Bruno will be about 140. Okay, I'm gonna take that. Gonna take that. Thanks for the help. Good luck, everyone. Have a nice weekend. Thanks a lot for joining. Thanks a lot for joining, Ropey, everyone. Good luck if you're leaving, and have a nice weekend also. Thanks a lot for the support. Really, really appreciate it. Good luck, Ibrahim Mayali. Also, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. We still have 2 minutes till the deadline, so I'm just posting my team on YouTube. All right. Thanks for the help. Yes, yes. So, yeah, no other news. We have just one game tonight, Man United Bournemouth. So, so I'm going to have my captain playing in the first fixture. That's not what I like usually. But it is what it is. Gonna play it safe. Gonna play it safe tonight in this gaming. Yeah, Gandhi. First fixture, curse. Carabao Cup and UEFA Champions League predictions. Champions League is going to be won by Liverpool. Easy prediction. And Carabao, I'm gonna say Manchester City. Why not? I'm going to say Man City. Um, yeah. Now, more realistically, I would say Champions League, PSG or Bayern, because I don't want Arsenal to win it personally. But yeah, if Liverpool is going to win the Champions League, you heard it here first. So yeah, just be patient. So yeah, we are locked in. Bruno captain, 2 free transfers rolled, Munoz to Anderson for this gaming. Thanks a lot, guys, for joining the stream. Really appreciate the support. I think that I'm going to leave it here tonight because yeah, it's a little bit late and I'm a little bit hungry, to be honest. So yeah, I'm not going to wait to see the news for the lineups for Manchester United. Liverpool cooked for me in fantasy of a Champions League. Nice, amazing. So you can have 4 Liverpool players in UEFA Champions League fantasy game. Slot will personally give you his medal now if they win. Yeah. Thanks a lot for joining, Dexter, Ibrahim Ayali, Boyju, Bropi, and everybody who was here. Thanks a lot. Harlot Vile. Good luck in Gaming 31. Enjoy the break, enjoy the content, and yeah, I'm going to see you next time. I don't know when that is, but yeah, I'm going to upload some videos probably in this break still. And yeah, have a nice weekend. Enjoy the Friday and yeah, enjoy the break. Good luck. See you next time. Have a nice evening. Bye. Thanks a lot for the support.